This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Pryor versus Edwards. You all have been together for 5 years. Mr. Pryor, why have you brought your girlfriend to Couples Court today?
Well, Your Honor, I truly believe this woman, Ivory, has clearly cheated on me with the breasts I paid for. Like, I'll do anything for this woman, like anything. She knows it. But
is that a gut feeling that you have that she's cheating?
Yes, Your Honor, it's definitely a gut feeling.
Okay, tell me about that. What is that?
Well, we haven't had sex in 3 months. She never wants to go out. We never go out on dinners. I understand that everyone has, friends. She wants to be with her girlfriends, but I truly believe, we should have some quality time.
You're saying that you all have not been intimate at all in 3 months?
At all, Your Honor.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
Because 3 months is a long time.
Well, I have a good memory on that kind of stuff. So.
Who's counting? But it has not been 3 months.
Well, I'm definitely counting, and I'm too.
No.
Okay, well, Ms. Edwards, how long has it been?
Maybe 2.
Okay. Even 2 months is a long time.
I don't think 2 months is bad. Honestly, I don't.
On behalf of married people, yes, that's bad.
Okay.
I mean, because that is one of the pieces that keeps your relationship going.
Your Honor, he actually wants to do it all the time. I mean, wants to pound on me all of the time. And I'm like, okay, I'm fresh out the shower, babe, let's do it. I'm like, come on.
It's fresh.
Well, okay, now here's the thing. You use such graphic verbiage when you said pounding on you.
Oh.
I hope that it's, if it ain't enjoyable, that may be why she's not. You want a fine artist, not a jackhammer. Let's put it that way.
I agree. He don't know how to make love. Nope.
Okay.
I mean, he's in the Army. That's all you rough. He tough. It used to be fun.
Okay.
Okay, but he's worried that you're out making love to somebody else.
Yeah?
I can understand that, but I'm not.
So what are you here to prove?
My innocence, that I am not cheating on Sean. He's very, very insecure, very, very jealous.
But, Your Honor, I have everything on the line. In 2 months, I'll be going to Afghanistan to serve my country. I just want a strong foundation of trust before I leave because I don't need to worry about that kind of stuff when I'm overseas.
Okay, Mr. Pryor, first of all, thank you in advance for your service.
Thank you.
Take me back to when things were wonderful.
Sean is very caring. He's always showered me with gifts. We always went on dates. So,
Her birthday was just recent, and I surprised her. And normally we go out to restaurants, the whole shebang, but I actually brought the restaurants to her. So as you can see,
wow.
I sit here and got balloons, even got a cake. She wanted that shoe.
Wow.
Very expensive shoe at that. And I also went out the way and made her a special menu, as you can see.
But it was for my birthday. He doesn't do this all the time. And don't get me wrong, I don't expect him to do it all the time.
We're talking about shrimp, steak, pasta, red velvet cake.
Look at you.
Go. My big self right there, cooking. So,
but these are the things he used to do. He doesn't do it anymore.
Do you know how many women would kill for something like that?
I do. And it's not that I appreciate the gesture.
Look, shrimp, pasta, steak, red velvet cake.
I'm doing everything right, so I'm trying to figure out what's wrong.
Okay, why do you think she's cheating?
She told me that she had a business gathering downtown. So I called and texted. She said, "Oh, Sean, I'm gonna be late." I said, "Okay, cool. You know what? That's fine." So when it gets to 2, 3, I'm like, "Okay, where is she?"
2 or 3 in the morning?
2, 3 in the morning. So.
Okay.
So finally, I just went to sleep. I said, I'm gonna just calm down. Hopefully she's safe. Talked to her the next day. Oh, I slept over a friend's house or whatnot. So 3 days afterwards, I'm cleaning up or whatnot, and I'm vacuuming, and I'm picking up the couch, and I see a 5-star hotel key under the couch. She don't got no bread like that to be spending on 5-star.
So what happened when you find this key?
I questioned her. I asked her, what's going on? If you don't want to be with me, just let me know so I can stay out of it. Just get out your way.
So did you stay at a friend's house?
Oh, okay.
No, I did not.
That's where
Did
you
you
stayed.
tell him you stayed at a friend's house?
Initially, I did.
And then after he
did.
confronted you, you told him, no, I stayed at this 5-star hotel.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, do you see why this looks bad?
I do. Yes. I just really wanted my me time. I really did. In that moment, I did.
Okay.
Would you want somebody to do that to
This
you?
man he's cooking, he's cleaning. What more do you want?
Don't forget, rub her feet, Your Honor.
He rubs your feet
He does.
Girl,
On the regular.
on the regular.
Yes.
I want Mr. Cutler to take some notes. Cooking, cleaning, and a big asterisk by rubbing her feet.
Okay, all right.
I want you to note that.
Rub
Ing.
feet.
Not just feet. It's gotta be my feet.
Got it.
All right.
All right.
You doing that right.
Thank you. And one big thing that really crushed me was on Mother's Day, she told me she was gonna do something with her mother. So I wanted to check up on her, see how everything was going. But I called her mom. I said, is Ivory with you? She's like, oh, no, I was just going to call you and say I haven't heard from her at all.
Really?
My mother did not know that I had something very special planned for her.
All
so
right.
as you can tell, it's easy for Sean to call my mom. Like, he does a lot. Don't
She
get me
calls me
wrong.
more than you do, so, you know.
But this is about you disappearing on Mother's Day after you've told him you're gonna be with your mother.
I did tell him that, but I was putting together a surprise, and I felt that Sean would spill the beans and tell her.
I understand, but you understand why your credibility is kind of shady. I understand you not wanting to tell him because he might tell her, but you're telling lies, and that's different.
Has she ever disappeared on you on any other occasions?
Yes. One day I stayed over, and, we woke up the next day, and she was getting ready for work. So I got my lazy tail up, and I said, you know what? I'm going to cook breakfast for her. So I cooked breakfast for her. So I cooked breakfast for her, all that stuff, kissed her, goodbye, have a good day at work. She said, oh, yeah, have a good day at work, Sean. I said, all right, cool. You know what? Good. So went to work. I said, lunch break, I'm gonna surprise her. And, probably get a, 2-piece and a biscuit, something like that, something real cute, Went to the job, the coworker tells me, oh, she hasn't been to work today.
That's true. That's true. Sean is very aware.
She's killing me.
No.
She's killing me.
Come on, help me.
I know it doesn't look good. However, I'm required to manage at least 4 or 5 properties. So he went to my main property and I was not there.
But why would your coworker say you weren't at work?
I don't know why she would say that, but I actually was at another property.
You are giving him a lot of reason to believe you. And again, 2 months without sex. The brother.
3
3 months. Okay.
2 months.
2 months too long. That's all.
That's exactly what it is.
Whatever it is, too long. Okay, she had breast augmentation surgery.
Yes, so she came to me and said, hey, Sean, I need this done. I said, no, you don't, you're perfect. Like, why would you need this? But you know what? She really wanted it, so I'll do it.
Okay, and if you find out she's cheating, you want that money from her?
I want that $3,500, and I'm gone, Your Honor.
I don't feel as though I should pay him back because I haven't been cheating.
Okay.
So in the 5 years you've been together, you have never cheated?
No.
All right, we've got a 5-year relationship that's hanging in the balance, and there's some issues here. So to get to the bottom of this, the court has engaged the services of a private investigator, Mr. Todd Redding.
Wow.
Ron, would you please escort Mr. Redding into the courtroom?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Redding, tell us what you did to investigate in this case.
My team and I performed covert surveillance on the subject. We followed her around and documented every location and every move.
What did you observe?
I tracked the defendant for several days. We saw her at her job one evening at 6:30 p.m. with someone else. But that person was a female coworker. We saw her on another day leave work during a rainstorm, but she went to the supermarket and then went back home.
So that's y'all meeting spot, huh? The grocery store?
Did you observe anything else?
Yes, Your Honor. On Friday evening at 10:17 p.m., I spotted the defendant outside of her apartment by her vehicle having an animate conversation with another gentleman. That wasn't the plaintiff. This continued on at 10:25. I noticed the male subject touched Miss Edwards' hand, and this interaction continued until about 10:25 p.m. The defendant received a phone call, and then minutes later, the plaintiff arrived onto the property.
You like short men, huh? I'm really speechless, Your Honor. Like, you...
It's not what you think. That's a neighbor. He was a neighbor.
Did you see?
At 10 o'clock at night?
It's nothing like that.
Well, Your Honor, I don't want to, jump into anything like that, but I think 10 o'clock, 10:30 at night is a bit much, especially before I got there.
All right. Well, to further investigate this matter, the court ordered Ms. Edwards to undergo a polygraph examination, and we have those results. The court would like to call licensed private investigator and polygraph examiner Kendall Shaw to the stand. Ron, please escort him into the courtroom. Mr. Shaw. How are you doing today?
Great, Your Honor. Thank
And you performed a polygraph examination on Miss Edwards, is that correct?
I did, Your Honor.
Okay. And she was asked a series of questions.
Yes, sir.
The first question. On Mother's Day, did you have sexual contact with another man? What was Miss Edwards' response?
She said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that she was truthful.
Thank you.
That makes me smile.
Second question. Was the hotel key found by Mr. Pryor from a sexual encounter with another man? What was Miss Edwards' response?
She said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that she was being truthful.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to hear.
All right. You also asked Ms. Edwards, since January 5th, 2013, the start of your relationship with Mr. Pryor, have you had sexual contact with any other man? What was her response to that question?
She said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that she was being deceptive.
Come on, Ivory. Really? That's how you gonna do me?
Miss Edwards, what happened?
I actually was with another individual. It was early on in the relationship. I wasn't necessarily sure about my relationship with Sean.
Did you have intercourse with this individual?
Yes, Your Honor, I did. Sean, I apologize. Genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I promise. I don't know if we could get through it, but I really, really want you to forgive me for it.
5 years wasted. That's how I feel right now.
I don't
wasted.
feel that way. I don't feel that way.
I don't know what to say. Like, I put all my faith, all my chips in with this woman. It's like a good punch in the gut.
You know, a relationship is like a house. If you bought a house and a light bulb blew, you wouldn't throw away the whole house. You'd fix that light bulb and keep on living in it. And so, if you love her, I wouldn't throw away the whole house. Now, I gotta tell you this, you'd have to step up in an amazing way. If you want him, he needs to know you want him. And let me be clear, intimacy is not just sex. I mean, it's snuggling. It's, a smoothie date. It's those little things that are the intimate parts of a relationship or a marriage. One of the things I adore that Mr. Cutler does is I love a certain little candy. And every now and then I'll come in, because we work together, I'll come in and he has one sitting on my desk. Now he spent 79 cents. It ain't like he's breaking the bank. But I know that at one moment of that day, he was like, oh, I'm gonna hook her up. And those are the things that build the trust and the love and the intimacy that we all want in our relationships.
Mr. Pryor, you also have a lawsuit. Because this cheating was in the past, do you still want to be reimbursed?
To be honest with you, Your Honor, I'll go ahead and take that loss on that. I'm gonna go ahead and work on my relationship. Hopefully, everything she has said today, she really, truly means it.
All right, so with that, your claim is dismissed. You all are married, you've been together for 4 years, you have 2 children together, but there's a serious strain in this marriage because you believe your husband of 4 years is cheating on you. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Before we get to the cheating allegations, we want to know, how did you two meet?
I met Mr. Reid in February 2014 on social media. So we spoke about like 2 weeks, and we had officially made our relationship a relationship. And
But you still hadn't seen him at that point?
No, I did not. I did not meet
so it was
him
a long
yet.
distance thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe like 2 weeks later is when we finally met. So maybe like a month I had finally met him.
Wow, but you all were already committed to each other and had never put eyeballs on each other in real life.
No, we FaceTime and talk and things like that, but face to face, no.
How long after you met were you all married?
That October, Halloween.
So how many months is that?
Like 7. I think 7
Woo!
or 8. Yeah.
That was pretty quick.
Yes.
Well, you heard her say they had solidified it 2 weeks in, and they hadn't even seen each other. 2 weeks in, I was still going,
Well, but it paid off.
Oh, absolutely. Once I was in.
Well, just so you know, when I saw you, I'm like, okay, this has legs. This has legs. This has potential. So, Mr. Reid, you're in this long-distance relationship. You finally lay eyes on her. What was it about her that you fell in love with?
I mean, like, when she not mad or whatever, she's a good person. Like, she's real nice and caring and loving and like, it kind of like it makes me feel more relaxed as a person. Like, I don't gotta be so like guarded all the time. I don't gotta be so standoffish to everybody when I'm like with her or whatever, when everything's good though. You know, when
and I get that because, Judge Cutlers is a lot more pleasant to be around when she's not mad.
All right, so what went wrong?
What went wrong, it was like after we got married, maybe like 2 months into that, I had found out he had cheated. So that just turned everything like upside down.
Okay, tell me what you found out.
He likes to go out and not come home at night. I don't know if it was right away when that time he had left happened, but I had went through his phone and I seen a text message from one of his friends saying something about like, how was it that night with that joint? And that means a female, so I knew right away what they were talking about. So I had confronted him right away about it, and that's when he had told me what had happened.
All right, Mr. Reid, tell me what happened. Who was this woman? How'd you get with her
2 months
into your marriage? Y'all should still be honeymooning.
I mean, it was my first time being in like a real honest relationship where I was taking the time to commit myself to somebody, at least one person at a time. It was kind of hard. It was still new to me. I didn't have nobody like look to or go to on like relationships or whatever. I never grew up around people in relationships. I didn't grow up in a house with like that kind of stuff going on. So like it's stuff I was still learning.
And I get it. I'm not saying I condone it, but I understand it. I mean, if you don't have that experience, if that hasn't been modeled for you, it's like, okay, I'm not sure what to do in this space.
All right, Mr. Culler, you trying to tell me, if you trying to figure out how to be in a committed relationship, you go and be with somebody else while you trying to figure out to be in that committed relationship? That's what you want me to try to get my arms around?
No, what I'm saying is there are a lot of people who don't have that model for them. They don't know what it's like to be in that kind of relationship. Sometimes you think, this is too good to be true. I need to step back.
What made you stay in the relationship? Because I'd have been like, it'd have been deuces. I mean, 2 months in, I'd have been like, you got to go. So why did you stay in?
Besides the fact that I love him, and I figured it was just easier for me to let it go. On top of it, he didn't have sex with that person. It was oral sex. So I figured it was just easier to let that go than to hold on to that and like just destroy everything.
So is this the only time he's admitted to stepping outside of your marriage?
No.
Okay, now, Mr.
wait a
Reid,
minute, hold on.
You got what a lot of guys don't get. You got a second chance.
But then he cheated again. What happened? What happened?
Like she's.
Now hold on. What happened?
It started on New Year's Eve, and I was thinking this year, you know, I don't want to keep living every year where things are just keep messing up and people making mistakes and things like that. So I asked him, you know, is there anything you need to tell me? And he said, he put his head down and, you know, was like, yes, like, you know, I messed up. I have something to tell you. And he told me what he did, and we just took it from there.
What did he do?
He went to a strip club and cheated on me with a stripper.
Wow. Okay.
And this is right before Christmas?
Past. Yes.
Nothing says Christmas like sleeping with a stripper. I gotta.
Ho, ho, ho.
So, Mr. Reid, why were you sleeping with a stripper?
Sometimes when I'm faced with like hard decisions, I don't always make the best decisions. I kind of got like a bad habit of making bad situations worse, and she knows this.
You think?
That fell under that.
So you're in this place and you are now believing he's cheating again.
I think he's cheating again because 2 weeks ago, he went out like 7 in the morning, and I was still in sleep bed, and he wakes me up saying, I'm going out with my friend. I'll be back around 1 or 2 o'clock this afternoon. I said, okay, fine, cool. I'm still sleeping, so it didn't matter to me. I wake up, we're talking a little bit throughout the day. Then all of a sudden, I don't hear from him anymore. He
drops off the planet.
Yeah, he didn't show up 1 or 2 o'clock. He showed up at 12, 1 in the that morning.
So he shows up 12 hours later than he told you.
Yeah.
And you're sure he didn't say, well, at 7 a.m., I'll see you at 1 a.m.?
No.
Okay, come on, Mr. Reid, help me.
It's not that simple. It's not as easy as, oh, I'm going out, I'll be back. Like, she started with me a whole half hour before I even got to leave. When I don't pick up my phone, I already knew it was gonna be like when I'm on the phone.
She said she was asleep when you left.
She was
Did
up.
you woke her
She
up
texted me as soon as I left the house.
That's because I already knew what was gonna
She was asleep.
happen. You do the same thing every time.
Well, Mr. Reid, let me tell you this. If you leave at 7 in the morning and you don't come back until 1 o'clock in the morning, your wife's gonna have questions.
She'll have a lot of questions.
Like that situation, I can't say I was at work because I wasn't at work that day. But like when I stopped answering my phone, it's
Were
because
you with another woman?
I
That's
wasn't.
the question.
I wasn't, and like
She believes that you were sleeping around, and if you're going for 18 hours, that you've been spending some of that time with another woman, especially after you've fallen off the planet. So is it your testimony that you did not cheat during that time
Not
period?
at all. Not at all.
Do you understand why she's suspicious
I
of
understand exactly why.
it? Do you understand why these are bad choices?
I understand.
Are you going to continue to make these bad choices?
I don't want to. It's not that I want to.
No. I didn't ask you, did you want to? I asked you, are you going to?
I mean, I'm not gonna be cheating. I don't cheat on her, so I'm not gonna be doing that. That's not something I gotta worry about. It's the.
Because you're not going to be cheating.
It's the picking up the phone thing I gotta get better at. I gotta be more patient
No,
with
and
that.
coming home.
Well, I tell you
home.
what, let me just give you this suggestion. You correct me if I'm wrong. You shouldn't, because I'm a judge. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you are coming home timely, and if you are doing the things you are supposed to do, you ain't got to worry about her blowing up her phone. I
don't know if that's true.
Ain't that
because
true?
He's cheated in the past, so she's got these suspicions, and he can be doing everything he's supposed to be doing, and she's like, yeah, let me call and check on him. Let me see where he is. And to her, it may not seem like it's happening every hour, every 2 hours, but to him, he's like, why are you hounding me? Why are you hassling me? And that's probably the feeling that you have. Right?
It's that, but then there's more on top of that because it's like, she says like she'd be cool with it, but she don't be cool. I've been through mad different phases as to like how I'm gonna hang out with people. I don't even go out that much. I go out once, maybe twice a month.
Because she's gonna give you the blues
Because we got the kids, and I gotta be around the kids. And now when I do go out, I'm not gonna lie, I'm drinking stuff. Like I don't be home drunk.
You don't do that at home?
I do it at home, but I don't be stupid drunk at home.
Right.
I don't be like when I'm out, I'm drinking. When I'm home, I'm like just chilling. Like.
But you're trying to assure her that you're not with any other women when you're out.
With nobody. I just don't be trying to argue. That's it. I
Right.
don't want to argue.
And other than the 2 times that she knows about, you're saying you have not cheated on her.
All right, what else do you have, Miss Reid?
You know, he didn't come home one night, so when he came home, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go through your phone today. Give me your phone. So I started going through his phone, and I go through his call log, and I see all these different numbers. So I'm like, they don't look familiar to me. So I start calling them. They're like hotels and tellies from New Jersey that he's calling. It was like between 1 and 3 in the morning, and he didn't come home that night. So it's like, why are you calling up these hotels for?
So you go through his phone log, and when you go through his phone log, you find these numbers and you call the numbers, and they're hotels that are local to your area, and you believe that the reason he's calling a hotel or a motel at 1 or 3 in the morning is because he's going to stay there with another woman.
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Reid?
I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but there's a complete explanation for that.
So you've got a completely innocent, valid explanation for why in your phone log there are calls to hotels at 1 in the morning.
I cannot wait.
Me either.
I cannot wait. Bring it.
Situation.
Bring it.
We was all out hanging out. Now, one of my friends, he has to use my phone. He's gonna go with a girl to a hotel or whatever. So I let him use my phone. He's calling around. Jersey hotels are cheaper than New York is, so he's calling around to Jersey. It probably was between 1 and 3 because that's around the time we leaving the bars or whatever, things starting to shut down. So when I get home, I'm not thinking to delete these numbers because I'm not calling them. I ain't got nothing to hide. She can easily go through my phone. So she sees it. She's like, oh, what's this? Yada, yada, yada. I'm like, all right, that was him. That wasn't me. Like, you see, I'm here right now.
And it wasn't you trying to hook up or make contact with these hotels or motels. It was him.
Not at all.
And, okay, so does this make sense to you?
No.
Why doesn't it make sense to you?
It's just so many questions, you know, like, what are you doing over there, for one? Why are you entertaining with your boy and his girl, for two? You know, like...
Why are you out at 3 in the morning?
Exactly. Why aren't you home? You know?
Yeah, if a brother was home, his phone wouldn't be being used.
Why can't he hang out with his friends?
I'm just saying, if you out at 3 in the morning, it's probably not good. Right? You know, he's already got 2 strikes against him. I think you should be working very diligently to be home by a certain hour.
He says he doesn't go home. Look, he says he doesn't go out that much. He's usually at home. He's doing stuff with the kids. He only gets to go out on, you know, a couple times a month, maybe. So he's trying to maximize the amount of time he's out.
Mr. Cutler, he is at the bat. She is the pitcher. He has struck out twice. She's trying to save him from striking out the game. So no, he needs to go on back into the dugout and sit down. That's what needs to happen here.
I think we've heard enough testimony. Here's what I think we're looking at. Mr. and Mrs. Reid have been married for 4 years, and she believes he's hiding things.
Right.
She went through his phone, and she found random texts to women and numbers to hotels. You say that your husband admitted to cheating on you twice, but you think that it goes beyond just the 2 that he's told you about. You're saying he's disappearing, he's out late at night, all hours of night, says he's coming home at one time, doesn't come home till 12 hours later. And all of this has fueled suspicions in your mind that he is still cheating.
Definitely.
And if you find out he is cheating, this relationship is done.
It just can't go on like this anymore. Like, something has to give.
Because this marriage is on the line in their relationship, this court has done a complete investigation. At this time, the court would like to call certified polygraph examiner and licensed private investigator Kendall Shull to the courtroom to determine, is he cheating? Ron,
Kendall Shull.
thanks for being here. Tell us what you did to investigate the cheating allegations against Mr. Reid.
Be glad to. I had one of my associates go undercover and pose as a cheater who had been brought to court. My goal was to find out if Mr. Reid has been unfaithful more than the times he has already admitted to.
Tell us about your associate's interaction with Mr. Reid.
Well, Your Honor, Mr. Reid did make it clear that he's been set in his cheating ways for a long time. And he said change is a challenge. I did bring the tape.
You still don't know. That's what I'm trying to do. Anyway, I'm trying to. It'd be hard, honestly. Especially when things ain't right in a home. Like, if y'all beefing all crazy, I'm a work in progress. Accept that. They say it takes the same amount of time to break a habit that it took to make a habit. It ain't gonna change overnight.
Wow.
So he described himself as a work in progress. He still got some issues to deal with. And there's still questions about whether he has been faithful to Miss Reid.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you conducted a polygraph examination of Mr. Reid, is that correct?
I did.
Mr. Reid was asked, since being married, have you taken another woman to a hotel for the purpose of having sexual intercourse? What was his response to that question?
He said no.
What did the polygraph determine?
The lie detector determined that he was being truthful, Your Honor.
Mr. Reid was also asked, since your New Year's confession, have you had sexual intercourse with anyone other than your wife, Mrs. Reid? What was his response?
He said no.
What did the polygraph determine?
The lie detector determined that he was being truthful, Your Honor.
All right, Miss Reid.
You came here to get some answers.
She's got a smile on her face a little bit.
Yeah, it's good news.
I think you're looking at it from the wrong perspective.
Yeah, she's doing the half glass empty thing.
Yeah, because here's the thing. You came here to find out if he's still cheating, and our investigation determined that he is not. That's the takeaway from this.
And just like you did the first time you called him and he came clean, I am encouraging you to do the same thing now.
You all are engaged, you've been together for 3 years, but whether this relationship continues depends on the outcome of today's case because you, Ms. Burries, have concerns about Mr. Mull's ex. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you've opened this case. Tell us what's at stake today.
Well, Your Honor, I feel like my family at stake. Mr. Mull is the man of my dreams. I love him dearly. I just feel like he opened my eyes up to different adventures, but I feel like everything is at stake because I still feel like he's cheating on me with his ex.
No, I'm not, Your Honor. I love her so much and to the point that, like, I don't want to do this, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I works a lot. You know, I work 2 jobs. Then I might end up having a little fun with my family, then come in late. But I do love her, and I want to take this relationship to another level. But in order for me to do that, I got to prove that I'm innocent of being out and cheating. So,
and that's what you're here to prove today.
Okay, so Ms. Burries, what went wrong? You said you're concerned. What went wrong?
It's to the point where I told him, okay, if you at your family member's house, wherever you at, you can stay there, leave.
So what happened when you told him, get gone?
He left.
All right, so how many days was he gone?
6 months. After he left, he told me he cheated. He admitted to it, like, after he left, though. And then this person that you say you cheated on me with, you got into a whole relationship with her.
Did you tell her who you cheated with?
No, ma'am.
How do you put the two together?
He told a family member, and it got back to me.
Is that correct?
Yes. I just was a changed man. Now I just changed my life. You know what I'm saying? Back then, yeah, I did cheat, Your Honor. I did cheat it. But when we got back together, you know, I changed.
No, you didn't.
So you all got back together?
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Okay, but you cheated on me again.
Wait.
Okay.
All right, so Ms. Burries, the question of the day, why'd you take him back?
I love him.
Ooh-wee.
Why do you love him?
I mean, it's nothing that he can't do that don't make me smile. Yeah, we have our ups and our downs, but this is about the only thing right here. This situation is the only thing that's actually affecting our relationship, no matter which way it comes.
All right, so if you can resolve the issue between Mr. Mull and this ex, then everything would be great. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, Your Honor. I mean, I feel like he gives me life. I mean, my other family, yeah, they do everything, but it's something about him that makes me want to be with him because I know the type of guy he is.
So what makes you think he's cheating right now?
Because when he did come back, We was together for probably like 2 weeks. He started doing the same thing all over again, staying out late, still got the lock on his phone. So he tell me he was one place and he don't be there. When I got tired of it, I asked, she was like, I'm gonna go to where I think he'll be at.
Okay.
So I went to the ex house. And what did I see? I seen the car there and he's inside.
What time of day is this?
It's nighttime, like
I just
like
got off.
12, 1, maybe almost 2 o'clock.
In the morning?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened, Your Honor, I was at work. I got a phone call from my ex and told me to come over there once I get off work. She got something to tell me. And I got there, we sat down, and she told me that she was pregnant.
And she thinks you the daddy?
Everybody
Yes.
thinking she the daddy. He the daddy.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Ms. Burries, what did you do at that point?
So I was like, have you had any sex? Have you had any sex with her now or then? He said no.
Okay.
But as soon as I get upstairs and having a conversation with her, she tell me that they had sex that same night.
She lied. She lied to get on her skin, Your Honor. That's what she did. She lied to get on her skin. She know how to tick her.
It
She know how
sounds-
to push the trigger.
To me, it sounds like that she called your bluff. She's like, did you have sex with her? No, you go upstairs and ask her. You probably didn't think she was going, did you? And she marched right
I
on.
go up there.
She
I knew
marched
she
right
was
on
going
up there.
upstairs for, Your Honor. I knew she was going up there for. I
Well,
know this woman, been around this woman 3 years. So I know what she thinking before she think it.
So after she tells you, yeah, we had sex, we just had sex, what do you do and what do you say to him?
I got upset, so I left.
Okay.
I'm like, I walked out. I was like, okay, I'm done with this situation. But not that long after, he wound up, was like, he want to be with me. He called me. He was like, I want to be with you. I don't want to be with her. I'm just going to be here for the baby. I'm just going to try to make sure I be a good father to my child with her. Next thing I know, he comes back. I get a whole inbox.
Wait, hold on.
It's
So he
him.
comes back, you take him back.
Yeah, I'm thinking that it's an inbox from him, but it's an inbox from her. And I'm thinking she finna say some words, but she didn't. It was a whole sex video.
That was something old, Your Honor.
And
That's
I
old.
submitted
Hold
it
on,
to the
Miss-
court.
Okay, you submitted this to the court, and that's what we have here.
All right.
Well.
This
Do tell.
is
and
a
he said he
video,
didn't say.
a very up close video of a man and a woman having sex.
And he sit here and tell me all day, that ain't me, but I know how your area look. It don't gotta have a face to know it's you.
Yeah, and this will give you a very up close
Yeah.
view of what it looks like.
You are the star of this video. Yes
Most
or no?
definitely he is.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, why
right.
are you hesitating to answer these questions?
You made the video,
That's
not
the
me.
old video. That's,
He's saying it.
Okay,
true,
bring
but
something old to the
if
table.
If it's
Hold on, hold
old,
on.
So
hold on,
you're
what you
saying,
tell me?
so you're saying, yes, I made this video. Yes, this is me in the video. But this video was made when I was with her 6 months before, not since I've been back with you. Is that what you're trying to tell the
yes,
court?
ma'am.
Okay, were you intimate with her during this 6 months period?
Which one? I mean, which one?
Let me do it this way. Let me clean it up. During that 6 month period, the 6 months in question, were you being intimate with the ex and Miss Burris?
I was intimate with the ex, and me and Miss Burris was talking.
So you trying to say we wasn't having sex?
No,
So you don't.
Okay.
I just going over there fixing stuff you wanted me to
Oh
fix.
yeah, you're right. You was fixing a lot of stuff. You
You asked me to. You asked me to
Okay,
fix the
so,
pipe.
okay,
you-
were
I guess
y'all
you was doing
together?
pipes too.
What?
What? What did you say, Miss
I guess
Burris?
he was fixing pipes too.
I was.
Okay.
But Your Honor, while we been together still, they got a whole nother video that she sent me. I blocked her on one page.
What video?
She created a whole nother page. And
Okay.
I got a whole nother video. I got that video too.
She sent it to you?
Yes, she created another page and sent it to me right along with some pictures of her telling me, do you know where your man is?
Okay.
And
I submitted that
and you
too.
submitted that to the court. My sexy zaddy sleeping good.
That video took like 4 months ago.
If it was 4 months ago, we got back together in March. So I mean, I think we're still in that little time frame.
It wasn't in that time frame.
This video is one she sent to you after he's come back to you and you've taken him back again.
Yes, sir.
Boy.
And Mr. Mull, is your testimony that that's old and you're not still sleeping with the ex?
I'm not sleeping with her. That's old.
That's your testimony. That's what you're telling this court.
Yep, that's my testimony, and I'm standing on it.
Well, you know what, Mr. Cutler? There's her side, there's his side, and there's the ex's side, and she is here. Rob, would you escort her in?
Yes, John. I'm gonna have you go straight up to the witness stand.
Hello.
Hi.
Good day, ma'am. How are you?
Good.
Would you state your name, please, for the record?
I'm Teresa Bodie.
And Ms. Bodie, what is your relationship to Mr. Mull?
I'm his girlfriend.
You ain't his girlfriend.
His girlfriend.
How you my girlfriend? This is my woman right here.
Excuse me. Let me talk to Ms. Bodie, please. You say girlfriend as in the current tense, not ex-girlfriend. You were saying you are his girlfriend.
Yes.
Ms. Bodie, how long have you two been a couple?
For about 11 months now.
Continuously?
I'll say off and on. About 4 months ago, me and Jamel got into it and he left to stay with Delvisha just for a place to stay, he say.
So he's not indicating to you that he is
in a relationship. No, not at all.
Now we've seen 2 videos. The one of him sleeping with you and you had my zaddy sleeping good, and then we've seen this very intimate video
of sexual intercourse.
When were those videos made?
A few months ago.
Were they made during the time that when he was with you during that 6 months, or thereafter?
After.
So they were made after he moved back in with Miss Burries?
Yes, Your Honor.
And let me ask you this, why would you send those to her?
I just want her to wake up and realize that Jamel is with me. He's just using this woman and...
Using her for what?
For what she has, you know what I'm saying?
I work 2 jobs, I get my own money.
That don't mean anything. She's doing a lot for you and you're using her, and I just want her to wake up. I want another woman to do the same with me as well.
Okay, but do you want to be with him? But do you want to be in a relationship with a man that you're saying and testifying is using people?
Right.
But the answer is yes, isn't it?
Yes.
Miss Burries?
When court's over, he's leaving with me. I just hate to tell you.
You're confident about
you look
that?
Broken. What is going through your mind as you listen to this testimony?
I knew it was true. I want it confirmed. That's the whole thing, no matter where it came from. It was his side, he was saying that it was a lie. It was her side saying it was true. I mean, how can you believe any one of them when both of them lie, no matter which way it comes?
I sent you videos multiple times.
Baby, you could send me videos, but you just was telling me not that long ago that the videos, now you're talking about it's new. Like, which one is it?
I sent you 2 sets of videos.
Mr. Mull, let me ask you point blank, and I want you to look right at me, okay? No, look right at me. Are you ready right now to come clean? It's out there. We need to hear it from your mouth, from your lips. Come clean right now. What is the truth?
That I'm not cheating.
You know what? We ain't got to play with this. We ain't got to play with this. There's an easy way to get to the truth. This court has done a complete investigation. At this time, the court would like to call licensed and certified polygraph examiner Dave Lawrence to determine, is he cheating? Rob, bring it out.
Dave Lawrence.
How are you, Mr. Lawrence?
Just fine, ma'am. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. Mr. Lawrence, you have about 26 years in polygraph examination and training. Is that correct?
That's correct, ma'am.
You have trained other polygraph examiners so that they could become good at their jobs. Is that correct?
I have.
All right, Mr. Cutler.
And so you conducted a polygraph examination of Mr. Mull, and you conducted what's called a single theme test. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. We commonly call it the single issue test. It is the most accurate and valid test in our standard today.
So, single issue test for the single issue that we need to resolve today.
That's correct.
All right, Mr. Mull. Your story's getting ready to be told. Do you want to tell it? Do you want Mr. Lawrence to tell it?
Tell what? Ain't nothing to tell.
All right.
You asked Mr. Mull 3 questions. You asked Mr. Mull, since moving back in with Ms. Burries, have you had sexual intercourse with Ms. Bodie? You asked Mr. Mull, since you returned home to Ms. Burries, have you had sexual intercourse with Ms. Bodie? You asked Mr. Mull, since returning to live with Ms. Burries, have you had sexual intercourse with Ms. Bodie?
What was his response to those 3 questions?
He said no to all 3 questions.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined on all 3 questions that he was being deceptive.
It's not news to anybody. It's not news to not a person sitting here. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you had sex with Mr. Mull?
Last night.
Last night. Was he with you last night?
Nope.
Ms.
Ms.
Burries,
Burries.
I can't imagine what kind of hurt and pain is behind that expression. Can you share with us what's going through your mind right now?
I'm done. He could go on, bro.
All right, it has been confirmed, Ms. Burries, and let me give you some thoughts. You don't have to put up with any old thing from any old body. Do you hear me?
Because he's shown you who he is and what he is, and you're never going to be number 1 in his life.
Ms. Bodie, let me say this to you. If you walk out with him, you didn't take home the prize. And if I were you, I wouldn't walk, I would run from him and find somebody who's worthy of you. This ain't it. This is not it.
And Mr. Mull, you need to be truthful.
No, Mr. Mull needs to get gone.
No, he needs to be truthful. You first need to be truthful with yourself. If you don't want to be in a relationship, don't be in one.
Be a man.
Be a man, man up. Do your thing. Just don't hurt everybody else in the process.
Leave a weight of destruction.